coast is clear, and let's go check out some of our history. I think we're good. Right on. So, welcome back to SGWP Gaming with myself, Captain Smewes. So, The Last of Us, developed by Naughty Dog and published by Sony PlayStation Entertainment. Naughty Dog are very well known for giving us great franchises such as Crash Bandicoot and Jak and Daxter, concreting themselves as the platforming kings, giving Mario a run for his money. That's not the only franchise they gave us though, they also gave us Uncharted. Everybody loves the lovable rogue treasure hunter Nathan Drake, probably one of the funniest characters in video gaming. But it was in 2013 when Naughty Dog teamed up with Neil Druckmann and they created a new franchise and they went dark. This was The Last of Us. So, The Last of Us is a third-perspective action-adventure game with some elements of a survival horror to it. The game is about a virus outbreak, and it's like a zombie outbreak, but instead of your normal zombies, they're more like the 28 Days Later crazies. The game focuses and centres around a character called Joel. Now, at the beginning of this game, during the outbreak, Joel loses his daughter in a very heartbreaking scene, one of the most heartbreaking scenes in gaming history. Years and years later, you're living in a post-apocalyptic world, basically. Post-apocalyptic world. And during his journey, Joel encounters a young teenage girl called Ellie. Ellie has a bite on her arm, and she hasn't turned. She's fucking immune. Okay, so there could be a cure. There is a doctor all the way across America who can make this cure part of the Firefly campaign. And it's up to Joel to get her from A to B. And that is pretty much the game, you doing that. It's a very emotional game, and there's a lot of emotional scenes in this game, and it's a fantastic game. Skip it to the end, but they get there, and Joel hands over Ellie. There's just one catch. To make this cure, it will result in Ellie's death. So after already losing one daughter, Joel decides, I ain't losing another daughter. Fuck this, because during the game they get a bond together, which is like a father and daughter bond, and he's just not going to lose. So instead he decides to kill everybody. He kills all the Fireflies and kills the only doctor that can make the surgery, and then he straight up lies to Ellie about the whole scene. Now we're in 2020 and it's time for The Last of Us Part 2. So the story of The Last of Us Part 2 takes place 4 years after the events of the first game. Ellie and Joel have moved on to a new encampment called Jacksontown, and it's where Joel's brother is living. And they've got a nice little settlement going on and everything's quite nice. You start the game and it's snowing and you're walking around your little town, and I couldn't help but to look around and just appreciate the beauty that was put into this game straight away. I even got to a point where I'm playing a snowball fight with a bunch of kids, and it was amazing. Now, in this game, you take control of Ellie this time instead of Joel. I have to say, to properly tell you the story of this game, there does have to be a slight spoiler. So, if you don't want no spoilers at all, I'm going to try and do this without spoiling the game. But this one spoiler happens really early on in the game. So if you don't want no spoilers, you need to bounce now. In this game, quite early on, something fucked up happens.
By the way,
Tommy, this is my brother.
Joe. Y'all act like you heard of us or something.
because they have.
Nora, all clear?
He's out. Put him against the wall.
Tommy! Get off me! Get off me!
Yeah, that's quite brutal. The scene that follows after that is even more brutal, and unfortunately it does end in the demise of Joel. Rest in peace, Joel. So now we have the premise of our game. That's right, you are Ellie and you are pissed and you want revenge and you want justice, so you go after these bastards that killed Joel. Now, this is one of the reasons why a lot of people don't like this game. It's received a lot of hate. This is just one reason. People don't like the fact that they killed Joel straight away. Now, trust me, you have to experience this game. Don't not play this game because of this. The game is fantastic and the storytelling in it is amazing. Ashley Johnson, who plays Ellie, is fantastic and really brings the emotion to the game. So don't not play the game because of this. Trust me. The gameplay, it takes a lot of the systematics and mechanics from the first game. You're still going around, it's still an action adventure game, and you have to sneak up on people and kill them. You got your crazies and your clickers, and you still pretty much take them down the same way, but this time they've worked more on the stealth of the game. So you can go prone in this game and lie down in tall grass and hide away from your enemy. They can't see you, and it makes it a little more fun to sneak up on people. But however, there are dogs in this game, and the dogs can pick up your scent and sniff you out basically. So you have to use a brick or a bottle and throw it to distract them, throw them off your scent, and then take out the owner or the dog, whichever way you prefer to go. I will say, when you kill a dog, it's quite brutal as well. You hear him yell. It's crazy. The emotion in Ellie's face when you kill somebody is brutal. You can see the anger, the furious hatred on her face as she kills people. And some people beg for their lives, and they all have names too. If you kill somebody and they're discovered, someone will say, "Oh my god, they got Jonah." And it just makes the game much more personal, and really draws you in, and you feel like you're there with them. This game, I will say, it's like the Joker of video games. Okay, the performance is amazing, the writing is amazing. It's not a happy story. The first one wasn't, and neither is this. So if you're quite depressed, maybe don't play this game. It might just knock you over the edge and make you feel even worse. But it is brilliant. It is an absolute masterpiece. But before I get off, let's get back to the gameplay. So in this game, it's a lot more open world. So on the first game, it was more linear. You know, you went from A to B, C to D. This game, they've opened it up. So this time, there's one point you're in a town, and you can go to this town, and then you can go into all these different buildings, into a restaurant, into a music store, into this building, and you just get to explore everywhere. And then you'll decide, I've done this street, but I didn't do that street. So you jump on your horsey. Oh yeah, you get a horsey. And then you go to that street and do the same, and you're searching around. So there's a lot more to explore, which means there's a lot more detail to see. Every now and then you just stop and you're looking around and you're like, wow. There's one point, like, because you go through all different environments, like a snowy wood or a nice sunny beach with the rocks and everything. But there's one point you're on the sea and you're on a boat and there's a storm happening, and I couldn't help but to just drive around on my boat for a bit, looking at the detail, the attention to detail that they'd put in the game. It's absolutely unbelievable. You can find a little dog's chew toy in a kennel and it's got the teeth marks in the chew toy. So to look out for those things just makes the experience even better. It's really beautifully designed, and you can tell that Naughty Dog have really outdone themselves on this game. So there you go, that's pretty much the gameplay of the game. When you're midway through this game, something else happens. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but it takes a bit of a different directive of the game. And this is another reason people have heard the spoilers of this game and they refuse to play it because of this. All I can say is all you're doing is robbing yourself if you do not go and play this game. Okay, it's worth it, believe me, trust me. Go through it and check this game out. Don't let these spoilers that have been leaked put you off. It's definitely worth it. Okay, Before I get off the gameplay and the attention to detail, let me just say one more thing as well. The guitar. The guitar is beautiful. As we know, in the first game, Joel promised Ellie that he would teach her to play guitar, and he did. So throughout various moments of this game, you find a guitar and you get to play the guitar, but it's got all the chords, so you can actually play guitar if you know how to play guitar. But I've seen YouTubers playing Metallica songs and Hallelujah, and he's singing and everything, and it's quite nice. You've even got Mark Hoppus from Blink-182, and he's put a video up of him playing this game, and he plays Damn It, and he's singing along as he's playing Damn It on the game. It's insane. So let me close down to my final thoughts of this game. Before I get there, let me just say, like I said, this game has had a lot of hate. Neil Druckmann, the writer and director, has had death threats for this game, and it's ridiculous. Okay, some of the tweets that he's received are crazy. Now, we all know that Ellie is gay. We already know this from the first game, the DLC they did, Left Behind. We already know, but some people didn't quite click it, you know. And now they've found out, they're going mad, saying, "Oh, you're feminist lover, or you're gay lover," and everything. Like, it's crazy. Like, they're homophobes. If you're going to be that simple-minded, maybe you don't deserve this game. Stay away from it. So that's another reason people are hating on it. And another reason is the violence. People are saying it's too violent. I'm not going to lie to you, it's brutal. It is a very violent game, but I've already told you what the game's about, so you can understand the violence. It's needed to tell the story the correct way. So my final thoughts on this game is the storytelling is next to none. Some of the best storytelling I've seen in a game, and like I said, the actors in the game, they really bring the emotion to it, and they put on the performance of a lifetime and make it worthwhile. The gameplay flows beautifully, steadily, and you don't get bored. I will say, however, as you do near the end of the game, it does start to get a little tiny bit tedious. You'll get to one area and then you have to do it again. You're like, oh man, I've got to kill all these people now. I just want to wrap it up now. I'm near the end and I want to know what happens. And that's just when it starts to drag a little bit. But that doesn't ruin the game. Believe me, that's not a reason not to play the game, because it ends just in time. Just as you're about to start thinking, okay, I'm done. And it does wrap up. So it is perfectly balanced out. So there you go. That is The Last of Us 2, Part 2, should I say. Check this game out. If you like storytelling, you're definitely going to enjoy this game. If you're one of these people that don't, if you can't sit through Pulp Fiction because you don't like the story and the way the story's told with the time lapses and stuff, maybe don't play this game. Little hint there for you. Trust me, if you do like great storytelling, you're going to love this game. If you've not played The Last of Us 1 or 2, or you don't have a PlayStation and you are intrigued, go to Percho Gaming on YouTube. Percho is another Black Country lad, and he's right now playing The Last of Us Part 1 and streaming it on his YouTube channel. So you can go there and watch it from the beginning and get this entire story, this amazing story from the beginning, and watch Percho go through it. Find him on Facebook as well, or you can just find him on YouTube. When he's done Last of Us 1, I do believe he's going to Last of Us 2 as well. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you check out our other videos. Don't forget, Moby's still doing his Sexy in Education, and Smeeburn is doing his Mutiny Music, reviewing music albums. So thanks for coming, thanks for checking us out, and until next time, when I'll be reviewing the Ghosts of Tsushima, or just Ghost of Tsushima, however you say it, you know what I mean. Until then, may your survival be long, and may your death be swift.